Hi, this is Natasha with Make Up Your Mind with Natasha LaFay. Welcome back. I feel like I haven't sat down and talked with you in a while. In my last couple videos, I feel like I've said that, which is telling me that I need to do better and get back on point with posting videos more often. I know that a lot of you guys, or not all of you guys, can relate to the fact that this has been an interesting transition period. We've been stuck in the house, can't leave the house, very minimal leaving the house. So transitions as far as just living, transitions as far as work, kids. So I'm going to share a little bit about that today and hopefully provide some insight as far as what I've been dealing with, how I've been coping with it, and then also just giving you guys some updates on what I have going on, as well as hopefully getting some information from you guys as far as how have you been handling this quarantine. On this channel, I am very big about being open, being honest, being transparent. So I just want to share some things with you guys. Hopefully, you guys can relate and get something out of this dialogue. I want to say it's a dialogue, even though I'm talking to the camera, but I know that people out there watch and listen, so I'm talking to you. In the beginning of this period, March, April, I was working full-time at a practice with everything going on, people being under quarantine, people not going to seek counseling as much in person. There was some transitions on my full-time job, so I am no longer there anymore. So I have been working from home. I've had my private practice, M.B.S. Whole Health. So that has been my focus during this period. And I was really prayerful about that. Initially, when I transitioned out of my job, it was immediately, okay, I need to find full-time employment ASAP. I need to make sure, obviously, you guys know if you watch my other videos, I'm single mom, so I have to make sure that I am able to take care of my household. So that was my main focus. How do I find a job as quickly as possible? And as I went through that process, talking to several people, interviewing, I did move forward with a contract position that I'm looking into and kind of working on. But I believe that in this season, God has really placed it on my heart to focus on building my practice full time. So this has been a journey. I'm not gonna lie, it has been stressful. It has been very busy, but I've learned so much. Anyone out there who is an entrepreneur, who has been doing things on your own, God bless you. I know that it is hard work, but anyone who is interested in, especially in this season, I think I said on a previous video that this process is leveling the playing field, meaning that we've all been humbled by this. We've had to change a lot about our personal lifestyles, and I think this period that we have to be quiet, be at home, and not have so many outside distractions is really an opportunity for us to look inside to see what our purpose is. So I know for me personally, having my own practice has always been on my heart. I've always been open and honest about that in any kind of avenue that I've been in. I remember when I was a little girl, I had a vision that I want to have a youth development center as well as just a community development center where I can offer mental health support and just kind of other needs to people in the community. So I do think that kicking off my private practice, M.B.S. Whole Health, is the first phase of that. So as I've been sitting down, spending time, one with God, spending time with my family more as far as connecting with my mom, my dad, my sister, a lot of conversation with them, it's really been, okay, Natasha, now is the time like no other. I've never had a time in my life outside of time that I took off when I was grieving my sister and dealing with that and finishing my master's. Other than that, there was never a time that I had where I was in the house. I can't rush from this place to this place. At one point, I was working at maybe 3 or 4 practices at the same time, and I was running from the hospital to this practice to this organization doing counseling. So at this point where I'm in the house, I am still seeing some clients via telehealth, But now it's like I have to learn how to use this time to refocus my mind, refocus my heart on what my calling is. So during this season, I have been doing research as far as how do I lay that solid foundation for my practice. So working on getting my LLC established, working on getting my EIN, working on getting my business bank account, working on making sure I have proper liability insurance, working on getting systems in place where I can do all my documentation for my clients, also working with other companies who can handle billing and insurance credentialing and things like that. So I've really tried to focus on using this time wisely so that I can come out of this stronger, where if I ever do decide, and I won't say that, I don't know the future, if I ever do decide to go and work for someone full time, I know I have my own company, I have my own business that is able to bring in money. So if things change, I don't have to start over. So for you, whatever that thing is that you know has been on your heart, whatever that mission is, whatever that passion is, now is the time to really think about how do you turn that into something lucrative that you can create for yourself so that you always have that plan B. And eventually at some point that plan B will become a plan A. But I do think in this season, this is a time that we have to feed ourselves like we've never been able to do before. This is a time that we have to really refocus on what is important, what our passion is, what our desires is. So that is what I have chosen to do during this season. I feel like I've been working a lot harder than I was when I was going to the office every day, because I wake up and I've been really intentional about setting the tone for my day. I was working with a life coach, and that was a great experience for me. And I always say therapists need to have therapists. There is no shame that I have in that. And it really helped me to refocus on one, my personal mental health, my spiritual health. So making sure that I am spending time connecting with God in prayer, meditation, doing some exercise as far as walking consistently, and then also focusing on what are the things that I need to do to lay out a foundation for my business. So for you, what is it that you can do on a daily basis to put some structure in this unstructured chaos? I know some of you out there have lost your jobs. Some of you guys have had your hours cut. Some of you who've owned businesses, you can't go in and open your business because you're under restriction or stay-at-home orders. So what can you do during this period to prepare for what our new normal is going to look like? We don't know what life is going to look like when we get outside of this quarantine. We don't know if we'll ever be able to go back to the way that things were before. So how do you work to adapt your business, your career to this virtual lifestyle that we're in right now? So I think kind of thinking about, one, what is your passion? What is something that you've desired, even if that means look at the time to go back to school. School you can do online. Look at doing some certification courses, or just looking at, okay, what are some skills that I already have, some knowledge that I already have that I've been too busy to focus on in order to make that thing a reality. So I do encourage you to spend this period and use it to your advantage. I keep looking down because my computer is right here. But to use it to your advantage so that when you come out of this, you'll be better than where you were when you went into this. And then another aspect, and I'm going to be truly honest, it is hard on your mental health to be stuck in the house all day. So even for me as a mental health professional, been struggling with, okay, I've gone, especially on the weeks that I don't have my kids, because I have my kids week on, week off. If I don't have my kids, I could go a whole week not seeing people at all. And that is very difficult for my mental health. There have been periods of sadness, period of tears, period of being just stir crazy. So really trying to be intentional about structuring your day. For me personally, I'll just share a little bit about my daily routine that I try and stick to as much as possible. But waking up, making sure that I spend some time in worship, prayer, listening to something that's going to feed my spiritual health, doing some form of exercise. I try and at least go for a walk my minimum is 45 minutes. So I try and get up and go for a walk. Maybe it'll be 2-3 miles in the morning. When I get in, I need to get better at eating. That's one thing that I've been struggling with. So I will, if I'm not having really an appetite, I will try and drink a protein shake. So at least I have something. And then I log on to either, if I have a session with a client, I'll log on, or well, get dressed. Obviously I take a shower and I get dressed, and then I log on for work. So even though I am not leaving the house, I do get up, get dressed, put something on my face so that I'm not feeling like I'm always stuck in a rut, and then I log in for work. So even if I don't have the client or clients that day, I will try and do research, try and do some things, put something in place for my business. And then when I log out, I try and eat dinner, and then make sure that I am either spending some time talking on the phone with friends, either going for another walk, messaging and checking in with my kids so that I can have some type of human interaction. So for you, thinking about what are some things that you may have been lacking, areas in your life where you've been lacking or not really paying attention to. Maybe it's your spiritual life, maybe it's your physical health, maybe it's wanting to eat better. What are some things that you can add to your day to give you some structure? Because I know the days can start to melt together if you don't have a plan. So you can wake up and you're like, I don't know what today is. I don't know what day of the week it is. All I'm gonna do is wake up and sit on the couch and watch Netflix, and the day just keeps going on and on and on. So just make sure that you try and add some structure to your day, so that you're not stagnant. And I know that there is a time and a season for everything. So at the beginning of this, I'm not gonna lie, when I stopped working full time, I'm like, I need to allow myself to rest. I have not gotten sleep in I don't know how long. So there is a time and a season. And for some people who your life is super hectic, now may be time for you to feed your body and just rest, and that is okay. But I think there also has to be intentional. I always use that word, intentional. Be intentional about what you want to leave this process looking like. Be intentional about what you want to leave this process with. So if your intention is, hey, I have time off from work, and when this quarantine is over, I'm going to be able to go back to my full-time job. I have no interest in starting a business. Right now, I want to focus on spending time with my family and resting. That's perfectly fine as long as you know what your intentions are. But for other people, it may be, hey, I need to be looking for a job. I need to find, if you've been laid off, you need to find other employment. Set intentions to your day. Wake up, try and get some physical activity and get some prayer or worship time in. Eat, and then try and get on and set a schedule for when you're actually going to be sitting and applying for jobs so that you continue to have that structure. So that is one thing that I've benefited from during this process, because being stuck in the house when you don't want to just feels like you're trapped. I don't mind being at home. I am a homebody, but not being able to go and just walk around at the store or just go and visit a friend randomly, it does change things for you. So I do think that it's important to be intentional about how you're spending your time during this season. And then finally, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself, love on yourself, make sure that you're feeding yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and then just making sure that you are washing your hands and covering your coughs. So we'll make sure that we're trying to keep everyone healthy and just be wise. I know things are slowly starting to open up, but still be wise about your decisions and how you are taking care of your body, so that you don't find yourself in a situation where your health is compromised. So I will be trying to be more active on my videos. I know that it seemed like that was the first thing to really take a hit for me after all this kind of job transition. I was like, one, I was exhausted, so I wanted to rest. And two, I'm like, I need to work. And I really need to find balance. And that's what I'm working on, with still doing what I'm passionate about, such as posting these videos, while also growing and building and focusing on building a strong foundation for my business. So I will be trying to be consistent as far as at least posting a video once a week. Like I said, I am working on doing some transitions and self-love for my hair, so I will be posting videos about that. And then also just coming back with some tips, checking in with you guys on how you are doing during this quarantine season. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, so it is extremely important that you make sure that you do a mental health check-in with yourself. Check in and honestly ask yourself, how are you doing? If you are needing some additional support, if you're needing someone to walk with you during these times, definitely feel free to reach out to a therapist. If you're in Texas, I am available to help you. And if you're not in Texas, I've said this before in other videos, my goal as a therapist is to make sure that people prioritize their mental health. So if you need help finding a counselor, please, you can reach out to me anytime. I will help you try and find a counselor in your area. You can message me or drop a comment down in the comment section if you need help. Also, my website is listed. My website is mbswholehealth.com. I'll put that in the description. If you just want to shoot me a note through my website, if you need help finding a counselor, or if you'd like to connect for a consultation to see if I'll be a good fit for you. So I am glad that I'm back in front of the camera because it's been a little bit. I did one more thing and then I will be quiet. Along with trying to focus on building my practice, my mom and my sister and I are working to build a whole brand in my sister's honor. So I posted a previous video to this one with the announcement that we made, but I do want to reiterate, we are launching Blessed by Bethany. We are going to be launching the makeup line as well as a lash accessory line, and then my sister Jocelyn also has an online beauty supply store under the Blessed by Bethany umbrella. So that is also something that I've been working on, those passion projects that I've always wanted and we had a desire to do, but we have the time now to really put those things in place and lay a strong foundation. So I will drop the link below for my sister's online beauty supply. You are stuck in the house, a lot of stores aren't open, so if you need things for your hair, she has that available for you online. So if you need hair grease, gel, she also has braid hair, wigs, etc., you can find that on her website. So I will drop that below. So in ending, I know I was like, blah, 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 but in ending, one, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. I know that it's pretty interesting because when I post, I'm like, nobody watches these videos, but I get calls from people, I get texts from people saying thank you for the videos that I post. So I appreciate you wherever you are for watching this video, even if you're supporting silently. I love you. That is the whole purpose of me doing this channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are not subscribed, subscribing is free and it just tells me that you're out there and that this is reaching someone. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. And I will end it with this. We all know that inner beauty is important as well as outside beauty, but I want to have you make up your mind to let your beauty shine from the inside out today. I love you. If you haven't heard it today, I love you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Bored in the house and I'm in the house, bored in the house and I'm in the house, bored in up.